Jason Mraz, I'm yours. It's got a really nice introduction which sounds something like this. And there's obviously a rhythm guitar in the background. We're doing it in ukulele. The rhythm sounds actually quite nice in ukulele as well. But we're going to take you through the different steps. We're going to keep it in the original key. I've seen some transcriptions put a capo at fret 4. I want us to learn the correct chords because it's good to expand. So we're going to look at B, F sharp, G sharp minor, and my not so much favorite E. Okay, but let's start at the top. I'm assuming you've got your PDF file printed out or on a screen so you can view what I'm referring to. And we're going to start with a little phrase which goes with that. Now, all that's happening is we're placing first finger, bottom 2 strings in the second fret. And I'm plucking both strings at the same time. So you'll notice finger 1 is on the second string, middle finger is on the bottom string, and I pluck them together. Now be careful your fingers aren't apart, because if they're apart, they don't always tend to work well as one. Get them together so they work in unity. You're picking it like that. Now, once you've picked it, you'll see on your tab on the PDF is a little forward slash which sort of goes up. That means you slide. So you're sliding from fret 2 to fret 4. Now, to ensure the slide works well, you have to push hard. If I do slow like this and I don't push hard, everything dies. If I push hard, it sort of fades out. So I want hard and fast, and the note will ring. I'm not plucking the 4. You'll notice when I get to the 4, I've only picked once. So the slide guarantees my second note, and then after that I jump back down to the double 2. So your first phrase, of which is going to be 4 phrases, are going to sound like this. That's your first phrase. Now the second phrase starts off exactly the same. It's got the same double 2 that I'm showing you now, sliding to the double 4. But then you'll notice on your tab it says 1, 2. First finger is going to first fret, first string, second fret, second string, second fret. And it's giving us that chord there. So your second phrase will go. And now we're on to the third phrase. Again, every phrase starts with the double 2 to double 4 slide. So once more again. But now we end on different strings. We're finally using the third string that my first finger is tapping. That's fret 3. Middle finger is going to be on string number 2, 4th fret. And you'll notice with the picking hand now, I've been picking strings 1 and 2, right? And then when I go to that part there, my hand moves across to strings 2 and 3. So I'm no longer down there, I'm on there for that 3, 4. Okay, when I say 3, 4, I'm referring to the fret numbers, not the string numbers. And the last phrase, all that's really happening there is I'm jumping up from the double 4. I've slid to the double 4, and I'm jumping up a string. And again, my picking hand again is actually moved from strings 1 and 2. You can see it now. I'm picking 1 and 2, and now moving up to strings 2 and 3. And that's the introduction. Want to play through with me? We can take it through slow motion first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 and 3 and 4, and 2 and 3 and 4, and 2 and 3 and 4, and 2 and again now 4. And you take it through the whole way again. Now, next up we're going to look at the chords. We're looking at, like we said, some different shape chords. I want to use this lesson as an introduction to bar chords for ukuleles. It's a very important study, a very useful study. It's going to help you play all the unusual chords like B's, F sharps, B's flats. Okay, it's not a B flat for the song, but those chords that are popular in other songs. What we're doing for starters, you'll see my thumb is quite low, my first finger is quite straight. Just trying to get a different angle so you can see the positioning of my hand. The thumb is behind the neck. First finger is straight, middle finger is going to the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, ring finger number 3, 4th fret of the 4th string, and this is B. The tabs are underneath it, the chord diagrams. And with the B, we're going to strum in slow motion 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it's very staccato, so you don't want the notes to ring. So this would be bad, because there's no silent pauses. We want to get this almost sort of Caribbean sort of island surf feel, and we need the pauses in between there, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the cool thing with the bar chords is that to get that silent gap, that pause, that rest, all I do is I relax the pressure with my fretting hand. Check it. And you can't see it that well there, maybe from the top view you can see it better. And you can see pressure on, pressure off. Very small movement, and that's what we want. You can see the bounce there, down, up. That ensures that nice staccato strumming you need for the song. Now the following chord, which is going to be F sharp, you're on the B. All you do is simply slide one fret down towards the head of your ukulele, and you bring the middle finger, number 2, one string down. And that is F sharp. So from a front on view, there's the B, and you've gone one back and dropped the middle finger, and from the top view, B, back, middle finger. And you join that together, so you're going to have B and F sharp, each chord played through twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And that sounds pretty sweet. So you actually got the first two chords working really well with minimal hand movement. Now the next chord, G sharp minor. I won't be tell you the truth, this was not a favorite chord when I first started ukulele. Fingers 2 and 3 come down a string, and the pinky has to go onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So this is my G sharp minor, G hashtag minor, but there are no hashtags in music theory, so it's sharp, G sharp minor, looks like that. Again, the transition from the F sharp you just did, bring fingers 2 and 3 down a string and add the pinky onto the 2nd. There's your G sharp minor. And the last chord, E, also not a favorite, and that's how come this song's such a nice study. A, it's a cool song. B, it gets us familiar with a lot of chords we don't often use but are very important chords. Now B, lots of ways to play it. That's my personal favorite. You can see my pinky is sort of bending backwards. You can almost see a little arc bending backward there. Some players prefer their ring finger, so you can do it like this as well. And some players like doing it like this. Now, I don't like that because my little fat fingers can't get in there. But let me break it down what's happening. Traditional way of playing E. Finger 1, string 1, fret number 2. Finger 2, 4th fret, 4th string. Ring finger underneath and the pinky underneath them. But that's really difficult to play, especially if you've got a smaller ukulele. I've got a slightly larger one. So with the bar chords, that's your sort of traditional E. What you can do is put your 3rd finger, your ring finger, flat, and that works quite nicely as well. Or your pinky. Now, if you're sort of still newish to ukulele and you say, listen, neither of these methods work, this is your plan B for the E. You put finger 1 over there like we spoke about earlier. You put 2 and 3 here, but you don't strum this string. This is a cool way to get E. Lots of uke players do use it. You don't strum him, otherwise it is going to sound bad. So you're just working on the bottom 3. And you're home dry. That's basically your chords. So one more time through, 4 chords in a row. Want to take it with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. Now, if you can get one person playing that while the other one goes, you can start hearing how those two can actually fit together. You can do it as a one-man band thing, where you change from here and go into the B, like that. But that's sort of quite quick changes, and this is difficult. So that's a good thing to work towards. If you want to play both parts at the same time, that's a cool way to do it. But to try and motivate a bit of interaction with a friend, get your buddy to play the riff, for example, and you play the chords, or swap it around. It sounds very, very cool. Now, in the original, there's a part that's got a whole lot of G, F diminished and some crazy things happening. When we played in the band, we left that part out. It happens once in the song, and on a ukulele, to get those chord shapes is just not possible because we haven't got the same amount of strings as on the guitar. So if you're playing it with the original and you hear one part that sticks out and you think, but that's not in the video, it's because I intentionally left it out. We've played this song hundreds of times in the band and no one's ever said to us, where's that missing part? So trust me, those 4 chords works like a charm. Everyone's going to love the song. You're going to have a cool song. Any questions, you know to contact me, and enjoy. I'm yours. Thank you.